Based on true events, this is the chilling and bizarre story of the Tromp family, a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. In August 2016, something inexplicable happened in Australia. The Tromp family, made up of parents Mark and Jacoba Tromp, and their 3 adult children, Rihanna, Ella, and Mitchell, suddenly vanished from their home in Sylvan, Victoria. No warning. No crime scene. No obvious threat. Just a sudden escape, like they were running from something, or someone. Mark and Jacoba owned and ran a successful berry farm. The family had no history of criminal activity, financial trouble, or mental health concerns. They were described as quiet, hardworking, and deeply private. But on August 29, something snapped. At 7 a.m., the entire family piled into their car and left everything behind: passports, phones, credit cards, and IDs. Even their pets. It was as if they wanted to disappear completely, to erase their digital footprint, but the mystery deepened quickly. Just hours into the journey, Mitchell, the eldest son, decided to leave the group and return home. He sensed something was wrong, but unlike the others, he wasn't overcome by paranoia. Meanwhile, the rest of the family drove north. Along the way, their behavior grew increasingly strange. At one point, they believed they were being followed. They changed cars. They separated. They discarded items, as if trying to avoid being tracked. In fact, at one point, they dumped all electronics, including GPS systems. As the media picked up the story, the public grew fascinated. A seemingly normal family on the run from nothing. No threats were found. No stalkers. No evidence of any conspiracy. Yet their fear seemed real. Terrifyingly real. Ella and Rihanna eventually parted ways from their parents in New South Wales. But instead of returning home, the sisters acted erratically. They broke into a car to get away. When confronted by police, they appeared confused, disoriented. Rihanna was found later, catatonic, on the side of the road, and had to be hospitalized under psychiatric care. Back in Victoria, Mitchell gave an interview saying he had no idea what happened. "It's a bit confusing," he admitted. "I still feel confused. I think our state of minds wasn't in the best place, but I can't really explain it." Jacoba was found wandering alone, seemingly delusional, and was also placed under psychiatric observation. Mark, the patriarch, was last to be located, hiding near a dam. When questioned, he offered no clear answers. He looked shaken. Tired. Not like himself. In less than a week, all 5 members of the Tromp family were found, alive but deeply affected. No drugs were involved. No illnesses diagnosed. Doctors suggested a shared psychotic episode, a condition known as folie à deux, or in this case, folie à famille, a rare psychiatric syndrome in which delusions are transmitted from one individual to others in close proximity. But there was no history of mental illness in the family. And if it truly was a shared delusion, what triggered it? Some speculate that Mark, who was known to be distrustful of the government and obsessed with privacy, suffered a sudden paranoid break, and the rest of the family, especially those close to him, followed. Others believe the isolation of farm life and constant work stress created a pressure cooker of anxiety and reclusion. But none of the Tromps ever gave a full explanation. After returning to their normal lives, the family refused all media contact. No interviews. No statements. Nothing, and just like that, they faded into silence, but the internet never stopped searching. Reddit threads exploded with theories. Was it a cult? A doomsday belief? Were they being threatened by something they never revealed? Or did they uncover something they weren't supposed to see? Photos of their abandoned home showed an eerily organized departure. Beds made. Dishes done. No signs of panic. But also no signs of plans. It was a disappearance with no cause, and a reappearance with no answers. To this day, the Tromp family has never publicly spoken about what happened during those 5 missing days. No charges were filed. No crimes committed. But for a moment in time, they became the center of a terrifying and surreal real-life mystery, a story that feels more like a psychological thriller than a news report, and perhaps the most unsettling part. It could happen to anyone. A quiet break from reality. A shared belief. A moment of fear that spreads like wildfire. This is the story of the Tromp family. A family who fled into the unknown and came back changed forever.